All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you joining us for this event today. We have some fantastic schools here. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your facilitator for our session together. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Quick reminders. I do want to let you know your camera and microphone are off, so our presenters cannot see or hear you, but you can use the Q&A button to type questions to our presenters at any time during our session. This is one of many different sessions that are happening this evening and tomorrow, so please feel free to check out the website and sign up for anything else that you're interested in. And then last reminder, this presentation is being recorded and will be available at drivescan.com/CASDANY, and I will put that link in the chat box as well. And I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter at the University of Rhode Island. If I can get my screen off. There you go.
Okay, let me just go ahead and. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ruby Jones. I'm a URI admission officer. Today, I'll provide a general overview of what URI has to offer and answer questions that you may have for me. Some quick facts about the University of Rhode Island. URI is the flagship institution for the state of Rhode Island. We are considered a medium-sized university. We have just under 15,000 undergraduate students. We're also in an ideal location, close proximity to some other great cities and towns. 90 minutes from Boston, less than 3 hours from New York City, 20 minutes from Newport, Rhode Island, and the closest beach is within 10 to 15 minutes of the university in Narragansett. We offer more than 90 programs of study across 8 academic colleges. You have the option to enroll in a dual degree program. We offer dual degree programs in international engineering, international business. Both programs are 5 years. And we also have more than 100 minors in which you can add to your major. We offer a minor in leadership studies, sustainability, digital forensics, just to name a few. And we have also added some new programs to the academic colleges. We have sports media and communications, data science, music therapy, neuroscience, and also I would say for the competitive colleges, nursing, engineering, and the College of Pharmacy, you want to make sure that you apply by the early action deadline for these particular majors because we have limited seats. URI does offer small classroom sizes. Student to faculty ratio is a 16:1. You'll get to know the faculty who are instructing you as well as your peers. Once you become a student at the University of Rhode Island, there are a wealth of opportunities. We have close to 7,000 students that participate in experiential learning. This is where you're able to apply what you learn in the classroom through hands-on learning. You're doing some type of internship. Most students will do an internship in their junior or senior year. We also have study abroad programs. We have 700 study abroad programs across 75 countries. We've had students study in Thailand, Italy, Spain. And I'm proud to say we have a Summer Leadership Institute program for incoming first-year students like yourself. This is a 3-day program held during Labor Day weekend that you can take advantage of. Our honors program is open to all students, provided that they meet the criteria. We're looking at students who have a 3.8 GPA or a 3.6 GPA, in addition to a 1300 SAT score, looking at reading and math, or a 3.6 GPA in addition to an ACT score of a 27. You do not need to fill out an additional application for the honors program. And when you complete that common application, you will be asked the question on whether you have an interest in our honors program. And that way you'll get additional information. Rhode spirit can be felt on and off campus, starting with the 2-day overnight orientation program. During orientation, you'll meet faculty, staff, students. You'll get your class schedule, your student ID. You'll learn about the resources and all of the support services available to you on campus. Application process, highly recommend that you get the application in by December 1st, especially for the competitive programs that I've already mentioned. We'll roll decisions out by the middle to the end of January. The regular admission deadline is February 1st, and for students applying by that time frame, we will notify you by the end of March. URI has a simple application process. We're a member of Common Application. You pay your $65 application fee. You would submit your official high school transcript, one letter of recommendation, with the exception that if you're applying to the College of Pharmacy, you need 2 letters of recommendation. URI will be test optional for students who are seniors currently. If you're applying next year, test optional, you're not required to submit test scores. And we will also recalculate your GPA. Recalculation will consist of your college prep units, and we're excluding any elective courses in which you are required to fulfill for high school. The middle 50% of students, first year students admitted for fall of this year, the GPA ranged between a 3.3 and a 4.0. The ACT ranged between a 26 and a 31. And the SAT combined score, looking at reading and math, ranged between 1170 and a 1320. So again, we'll roll decisions out by the middle to the end of January. Financial aid, I highly recommend that every student fill out the free application for federal student aid, FAFSA. For out-of-state students, the tuition cost is $33,354. With room and board, it's an additional $13,268. That gives you an estimated cost of $46,622. The New England Regional Tuition Discount Program is strictly for the New England regional states: Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. New York does not qualify for this particular program. So with FAFSA, you can start getting your application in this month, the month of October, or you want to make sure that you apply by March 1st. Enrollment services that financial aid falls under, they'll start releasing the financial aid award packages in the month of March. So you don't want to wait until March to complete that application. If you know you want to commit to URI, you want to make your enrollment and housing deposit by May 1st. Every student will be considered for a merit scholarship. So for a merit scholarship, you want to make sure you have a minimum recalculated GPA of a 3.2. You also want to show forth that you've been involved in some type of leadership program or that you've done some type of community service. And if you want to connect with faculty and students, we have several virtual events that you can get involved in. All of the academic colleges provide information sessions, so you can sign up for that, or you can also connect with one of our students and sign up for Ask a Student Chat. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Carrie Holmes. I'm an admission. Sorry. Hi, I'm Carrie Holmes. I'm the admissions counselor from Keene State College, and I'm excited to give you a brief presentation, an overview of Keene State. I don't have a fancy presentation like that, so sorry in advance. So we're located in the southwest corner of New Hampshire. We're about 2 hours from Albany. We have a student body of just over 3,000 students, with more than half of our students coming from outside of the state of New Hampshire. So we find that students travel to Keene State College looking for that place to call home for the next 4 years and really fall in love with our location as well as the people. So we're nestled in the Monadnock region of New Hampshire. We're surrounded by mountains for hiking, trails for walking and biking, lots of skiing nearby as well. But we're also fortunate to be located right on the main street of town. So when you walk off campus through that iconic archway, you're right on the main street of Keene, New Hampshire. There's 5 different coffee shops on Main Street. Maybe you could find one you could see yourself studying in. There's 3 candy shops on Main Street, and who doesn't like sweets? If you've ever seen the original movie Jumanji, it was filmed right on the main street of town. So that's what Main Street looks like, minus the animals. They're not really there. We have also that location of being right on Main Street really ties in a lot to our identity at Keene State College. We find that our students are like having that Main Street address because they are really connected to our community as well. But our proximity to local business is nice for our students, not just because they're consumers. When you think about the music festival that happens right on Main Street, our students are performing in that music festival. They're not just getting a job at the local children's museum, they're rewriting the employee handbook as part of their business class. They're not watching a performance happening by the local dance studio, there were people that sat on the architecture committee that designed that venue. So our students having that Main Street address really ties in a lot to the opportunities our students have for internships, for service learning projects right in that community as well. So helping out our community, but also helping our students to build their resumes, build their portfolios. Another thing that we find is really important for our students in leveraging those unique opportunities and internships is the relationships they have with their faculty. So our average class size at Keene State College is just around 19 students. So it's the kind of school where you can't go hide in the back of the room somewhere. You have to go to class prepared because your professor is going to know you, you're going to know them. We like that. We like the fact that our students and our professors are connected in a way where the professors really know our students' hopes and dreams. And so they're able to connect them to other majors that they might be interested in, or minors that might make for different opportunities for them afterwards. And in the process, while they're taking those other majors or those minors, it's also making them feel more fulfilled in their academics while they're at Keene State College. So having that opportunity to really connect to all the things that make them whole as a person. So for example, a film major who also studies environmental studies will find themselves uniquely qualified for different projects or internships than a film major who pairs it with their passion in music. You know, both students will feel more fulfilled in their education because they're taking classes that inspire them and excite them, but they'll be differently competitive for different paths after graduation. If you think about architecture as another example, somebody who pairs that with a minor in sustainability or a second major in construction management is going to leverage different opportunities afterwards that are not just, that might be very different than someone who's pairing it with something like anthropology, just as an example. Again, that kind of diverse amount of perspectives around the table is also really important to us at Keene State College when we think about our curriculum. So another example that I just want to kind of throw out there is in our public health major at Keene State, we actually have a specialization in behavioral health and addictions. And so if you could just picture for a minute a table in one of those addictions classes that you're sitting at, and sitting around that table might be someone who's majoring in criminal justice. But next to them is somebody who is potentially looking to pursue a career in social work. And next to them is someone studying political science. Right across from someone who's studying education or someone who's studying exercise science. So they're all looking at addictions through different lenses, bringing to the table their different perspectives on that subject area. So making for really rich conversations around the table, but also making for our students to be better at whatever careers they pursue after graduation, because they're able to see things through those diverse lenses. So having those multiple majors and those majors and multiple minors also speak a lot to our identity at Keene State College and that kind of wealth for our students here. All right, sorry. So looking through a couple other things, just that I want to touch on. So about application process at Keene State College, we're ruling admissions. We read applications in the order in which they come into us on a first come, first served basis. We are on the Common App, but we also have our own application. Our application is free. I love free things, so I always recommend people do our application. For that, when we read our applications by the territories that we travel to, so we really try to get to know our students and the schools that we work with in the process. So we're able to make that decision based on the students that we can really picture on our campus at Keene State College. That's really important to us. We will make decisions in the order in which they come in, probably about a 2-week turnaround, but you still have until that May 1st deadline to make up your mind. So please take your time, come visit campus, see if it's a place where you think that you can thrive and shine.
All right, I'm next. Hey everyone, good evening. My name is Julia Gurney, Senior Associate Director at the University of Southern Maine. I'm going to share my screen and jump right into it, get my timer going. Awesome. So thanks so much for joining us here and learning a little bit about all of our institutions. So the University of Southern Maine, we are located in beautiful Portland, Maine. If you've ever vacationed, usually a very popular spot for New Yorkers. We're about 4 hours from the Albany capital area, so very easy to get to, no plane required. When it comes to the University of Southern Maine, here we have a few of our fast facts: 8,500 undergraduate, graduate, and law students. Public university in the UMaine system, so you might have heard of some of our other affiliate sister campuses like UMaine Orono or UMaine Farmington. University of Southern Southern Maine. We are part of that UMaine system. 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio, 55 majors, 79 minors, 28 graduate degrees, including accelerated graduate options, which save you both time and money. 3.3 average incoming GPA for all first-year students in the last application year, over 400 host sites and clinicals and internships. Southern Maine being one of the most populous metropolitan areas in the state of Maine. And I always like to emphasize, and we'll talk a little bit about this next, is that we do have 3 campuses in the Southern Maine region. So we are located predominantly in Portland, but we do have campuses in Gorham and Lewiston as well. And we'll talk about that next. When it comes to the University of Southern Maine, one of the most unique facets about attending our university is that you don't apply to one campus or the other. You apply to the University of Southern Maine, and most of our students will be taking classes in both Portland, and then 20 minutes outside of the city, we have a more rural, kind of quintessential New England campus in Gorham, Maine. And as you can see from these pictures, Portland located right on the water, and Gorham home to historic buildings, big green spaces, things like that. So students do not have to choose whether they have an urban or rural experience when they go to the University of Southern Maine. They can have both within one umbrella. One of the many reasons why students choose to, come to USM is because they don't have to choose. So there are specific academic programs that are housed on different campuses. But all of our student resources are the same for Portland and Gorham. We have athletic facilities on both campuses. And in 2023, we will have residential halls on Portland and our Gorham campus, which we'll talk about as well. So a little bit more complex than your traditional university, but more options is better, as we say to students. And we also do have one regional facility in Lewiston for those that really kind of meets a regional need. So when it comes to the academic experience at USM, like I said, we have a little over 54 majors, lots of opportunities to explore. You do not need to come in as a declared major by any means. There's ample amount of time for you to kind of discover what you're passionate about and what you'd like to study through general education requirements and a core curriculum. We also do have major and minor courses, and all of our students are going to be required to do some sort of internship or external experience. And I always say to students that college is very much about what you learn in the classroom, but there's so much learning that happens outside of the classroom as well. And so internships and external experiences are a great way to learn what you want to do and also what you don't want to do for the rest of your life. And so there's also opportunities when it comes to research and our honors program as well. So tuition. We truly, truly believe that going to college should be affordable, and it should be something that's accessible to all students. So as New York residents, we're looking at that out-of-state column. So $36,000 a year, that's everything, tuition fees, room and board. And we do offer very generous merit-based scholarships, which range from $6,000 to $12,000 with no additional application needed in the application process for that merit-based scholarship. When it comes to the application process as a first-year student transfer international, we do have a very similar mindset when it comes to barriers. We do not want to make this a process that is hard for you. We want you to apply and to access educational opportunities that are of quality and that are affordable. So it's $0 to apply. We were test optional prior to the pandemic and will continue to be so for all academic programs, even our nursing programs, which are going to be a little bit more competitive in that review process. All we need from you is really an official high school transcript. And if you'd like to add additional elements to your application, like an essay, recommendation letters, activities, extracurriculars, or a resume, we'd love to know it. And we'd love to know a little bit more about you and the application process. But again, we do not want to increase the stress and the barriers of this process that already are maintained at so many other institutions. So this is the most exciting news that I always like to share with students, is that we broke ground this past spring on our brand new Portland campus development project, which means that we are going to be building a brand new student center, dining facility, career and employment hub, as well as a almost 600 bed upperclassmen apartment and suite style living opportunities for upperclassmen students that overlooks Back Cove. So really exciting investment in our students, and more importantly in our campuses for the future of USM. And if you have any questions, I'd love to connect. I directly serve students from the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area, so I'd be happy to connect with any questions you may have. I'd also review applications in this territory as well, so feel free to connect, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen really quickly. Awesome. So just to introduce myself, my name is Rich Perez. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission at St. Anselm's College. I just wanted to thank you for coming to the session today to learn a little bit more about St. A's, but as well as the other universities. I always like to start with our location. So we're located in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is the largest city in New Hampshire. We're located 3 miles away from downtown, about an hour and a half on a good day to Boston, but probably 3.5 hours from the Albany area. So I think just far enough away, but kind of close enough where the ride isn't unbearable. Talking a little bit more about our size, so we're a smaller school, so a campus of about 2,000 undergraduate students. What I like about that size is, you're going to be walking around campus and, there'll be students that you will know, but there'll be students that you don't know. And in the classroom, we really excel in that small individualized attention. Typically, your freshman year, you're in a class size of about 18 students. But then once you start to get higher up in your program, as you can see, our student to faculty ratio is about 11 students. We do not have any TAs, teaching assistants, grad assistants teaching any of our classes. So, our classes are going to be taught by full-time faculty members. Again, something that we've really, pride ourselves on. Speaking a little bit more about academics, so we're your traditional liberal arts institution. So our students are really improving on their reading, writing, communication skills. Really those soft skills that we think make our students really marketable once they graduate. So you're going to have that soft, those soft skills throughout our liberal arts education, but then you're also going to have that strong background in whatever you decide to major in. As you can see from this, we have about 49 different majors, 53 minors, 6 pre-professional programs, some of our more popular programs, nursing, which is probably our strongest as well as most popular program, political science, so cool little plug. We actually have the New Hampshire Institute of Politics right on our campus. We've had every single presidential candidate on campus since JFK. Again, just a cool little fact, but everything from education to, communication, sociology, philosophy. Like I said, one of the perks of a liberal arts education. You do not need to come into St. A's as a declared student. So you could take a couple of core classes, figure out what you're really interested in studying, and then as long as you declare your major by the end of your sophomore year, that is a degree you will graduate with. The only caveat with that is nursing. That is our only direct admit program. So talking a little bit more about, the application process, what we look for in our students. So this is a great snapshot of our admitted student profile based off of last year. In general at St. A's, we are an SAT, ACT optional school. Even for nursing for this year, because of COVID, we made the decision to be SAT, ACT optional. For students that are applying into any other program besides nursing, our average GPA is about a 3.3, so a solid B+ average student. We're on the common application. We also have our St. Anselm's application, and we do have a $50 application fee, but that will be waived for students that either come to campus, come to an information session, or meet us on the road, anything like that. You will also be required to submit 2 letters of recommendation, typically one from a school counselor and then someone else who could speak on your behalf, whether it be a teacher, boss, someone from the community, totally doesn't matter to us. As long as it's a non-family member, that's an acceptable form of a letter of recommendation. In terms of nursing, probably like every other institution, it is our most competitive program. Average GPA for that is about a 3.7. So like I mentioned before, it is one of our more competitive programs, but then students will still be required to submit this common application, 2 letters of recommendation. I always like to talk strictly about SAT scores, because you always hear, SAT optional or test optional. What does that actually mean? So last year, we only had about 19% of our students that did submit their test scores. So it is a very small percentage. So the last slide I always like to end off on is talking a little bit more about applying dates and stuff like that. So we do have 3 different options when it comes to applying to St. A's: early decision, early action, and regular decision. If you are interested in nursing, you would be required to apply either early decision or early action. For all of our other programs, again, feel free to apply either early decision, early action, or regular decision. As you can see from this, early decision has a deadline of December 1st. Typically, our students will have a decision by January 1st. Our early action deadline of November 15th. Typically, our students will have a decision within the first 2 weeks in January. And then our regular admission deadline is February 1st. Typically, students will have a decision within the first 2 weeks in March. And then last to let us know if you are coming or not is May 1st. One other thing that I always like to talk about for our deadlines, these deadlines are only, you will only need to have your common application in, so your whole entire application does not need to be complete by, December 1st or November 15th. I will put my contact information in the chat. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
All right, thanks, Rich. Hi, everybody. My name is Nian Quach, and I am your admission counselor from the University of New Hampshire. Hopefully, y'all can see my screen okay. And with that, we'll get started. Let me just make sure I'm showing this. Okay, perfect. Rachel, can you, oh no, sorry. Who is the person? Okay. Stephanie, can you tell me if you can see my screen okay?
Yes, it looks great.
Perfect, thank you. All right. So UNH is the flagship public Tier 1 research university for the state of New Hampshire. And with that, I would like to, highlight some of the top reasons why New York students choose to attend the University of New Hampshire. And those are our academic, our community, and student outcome. I'll start by talking a little about our academics. Okay. So UNH actually offers over 100 majors for you to choose from. And one of the things that distinguishes UNH and our learning experience is truly our focus on research, okay? Now, research goes beyond STEM, right? Research is really about asking questions and then searching for the answer. So regardless of a student major, you are encouraged. And I think more importantly, have the opportunity to do research during your 4 years with UNH. And here you do so at a top tier research university, right? Well, one of just 20 land, sea, and space grant university in the country, and one of just the 3 public Tier 1 research university in New England. Here are the 5 colleges within the University of New Hampshire. All the program at UNH are direct entry, including nursing, all of our engineering program, computer science, as well as business. We also have unique programs such as equine study and very popular program, including marine biology. Again, all are direct entry and all are test optional. So you don't have to worry about the SAT or ACT if you don't want to. We have over 50 different research center and institute. And I would like to highlight a few for you. So this is an image of our Interoperability Lab, or IOL, at UNH, which is one of the world leading testing facility for data and networking products, okay? It's employed many of our current undergraduate students, especially those in computer science or engineering. This is also where the first Apple iPhone was tested by our very own UNH student before being released to the market. Once again, our research goes beyond the STEM field. Here are some images of exercise science lab, organic dairy research farm, aka amazing ice cream on our campus. Of course, there are many amazing facilities available to our liberal arts students as well, such as our Center for Research on Child Development. So the second aspect of UNH I like to highlight for you is our community. We have about 13,000 undergraduate and 15,000 overall. So what this means for you is that we are big enough to offer you the diverse experiences and the opportunity, Division I athletic, all the things that you want with a large university, but still have that tight knit and personal and supportive connection to the community, to your faculty, to your classmates, and of course, a lot of school spirit. Our students also embrace all the opportunity that our location, our residential campus, and our sites offer them. Students are guaranteed housing for all 4 years, and the vast majority, 96% to be exact, live on our Durham campus, which has a very classic New England college feel, 20 different resident halls for you to choose from, and 3 award-winning dining halls throughout our campus. And if you're wondering what people do in New Hampshire, I got you. Our students keep very busy on and off campus throughout the week as well as on the weekend, from going to, Division I athletic event to participating in our 250 different student club and organization, concert, movie, bingo night, trivia night, or just simply exploring the area around campus. Our location, of course, you can imagine, is a big draw for students as it's offer you a lot of different opportunities. We're an hour north of Boston, an hour and a half from the majestic White Mountain, and a short 20 minutes from the Atlantic Ocean. We are literally in the middle of everywhere. And with the largest transportation system in the state of New Hampshire, we'll get you anywhere that you need to go. The third aspect of UNH that I want to highlight for you is our student outcome. You can see that overall, the vast majority of our graduates reported that you were either employed or in graduate school. And if they are working, the majority reported that their job is related to their major area of study at the University of New Hampshire. I think that these results really speak to that value of a UNH education. Lastly, we are a Common App school. Our early action is November 15, and the regular decision is February 1st, same day every year. Again, we are test optional. And I also want to highlight that we provide quite a bit of financial support to our incoming students in the form of need-based aid as well as merit scholarship. Now I'd like to wrap up the presentation with the story of Charlie Neesham, who graduated from UNH back in May of 2020. Not only is Charlie a UNH Wildcat, he also one of SpaceX's newest engineer. One of my favorite part of Charlie's story was his quote on how life is really about the moment. One of the big moments for him was deciding to major in mechanical engineering with a focus in aerospace at UNH. The other big moment for Charlie was being a part of UNH robotic team and meeting Elon Musk, yes, the founder of SpaceX and Tesla, when the team was competing at a national competition. So really what I'm trying to say is whatever the moment will be for you, I hope that UNH can help you prepare for it, just like we did with Charlie. Thank you for your time today. Here's my contact information, and I would love to hear from you soon. And with that, I'll pass it on to my next presenter. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rachel Prophet. I'm the admissions counselor here at Sacred Heart University, and I will share my screen. All right. All right, here we go. So some facts about Sacred Heart is that we are the second largest Catholic university in New England, and our undergraduate enrollment is about 6,000, making a total university enrollment with graduates 9,000. So we are considered the #1 hidden gem, and we are one of the top 10 fastest growing campuses. So coming onto campus as a first-year experienced student, we have a few programs that are on our campus. So we have some great academic advising. So all students will have that first-year advisor, and they will assist you in that transition. And then you will be able to take a first-year experience course, which is like 8 weeks long in the fall semester, and they will provide you with college career readiness, time management, and everything to help with that smooth transition. We are also a 6-college university. So we have, our College of Nursing, College of Health Professions, our College of Education, College of Arts and Sciences, our St. Vincent's College, which is more for our, transfer students and people going in for certifications. And then we have our College of Business and Technology. How to get involved on campus. Getting involved is super important. At Sacred Heart University, we have 60+ clubs and organizations, our student government, academic clubs, sorority, and fraternity life. We are also a Division I school, along with plenty of club sports and intramural sports if you don't really see yourself as Division I. We also have performing arts, and along with performing arts, we have scholarships that go with that. So you can audition, and then if you get into the performing arts program, you do receive that scholarship towards your towards each year. We also have campus ministry and our new multicultural organizations club. So there's really something for everybody on campus. And if you don't see anything that you like, we also have an opportunity where you go to student life and you can, if there's something from high school that you really liked that you don't see at Sacred Heart, you can also propose that and they will find an advisor for you. This is our honors program, and with the honors program, you can have a scholarship which is given to all participants. You do need a 3.8 GPA requirement with a minimum of 15 credits of AP, IB, college, or dual enrollment courses. And then with participation, you will be living in a living learning community in some of our beautiful dorms that we have. We have a center for career and professional development. I know it's, pretty strange to think about careers when you're just going into college, but they are here all 4 years and they will create a plan for you, such as building resumes, cover letters, interview prep, internships, and they're there to help you. And if you come in undecided, a new program that they have is called Discover You, and they will be working with you to really figure out what your interests are and where you think you want to be for a major. We have 99% full-time employment or graduate study placement within the first year of graduating at Sacred Heart. So living at SHU, we have several residential halls. You are provided 4 years of housing. You could live off campus your junior and senior year. And then freshmen and sophomores, you are required to live on campus. Right now, if you come take a tour, unfortunately, due to COVID, we cannot give tours in the residential halls, but they are all available online, virtual tours, and they're really great. If you are interested in studying abroad, we have plenty of opportunities, and all Sacred Heart students have that opportunity to study abroad. We have 2 SHU-owned campuses in Luxembourg and Dingle, Ireland, and we have 60 other programs in 30 other countries around the world. You can do full semesters, you can do 2-week, or you can even take a summer course. Here's a little bit about our financial aid assistance. Every student that's coming in as a freshman will receive a merit scholarship, and they are pretty decent. So they range from $7,000 to about $18,000. And we also have plenty of other grants available, such as performing arts, a Pioneer Service Grant, and that honors program. To qualify for any additional financial aid, you have to get in your FAFSA, your CSS profile, and all of those have the same exact deadlines as your application. So a little bit about our application deadlines. Our early decision is December 1st, and you will know by December 15th. Our early action 1 is our most popular, and that is our non-binding agreement, and that is December 15th, and you should know by January 31st, maybe even in the middle of January. And that is the priority deadline for the nursing students. And then we have early action 2, which is February 1st, and you will know February 15th, and after that, it's all rolling. And for GPA requirement, it's an average of 3.4 for all majors and 3.7 for nursing students. If you have any questions or anything, I will put my contact information in our chat. Thank you, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to all of our presenters. We have, let's see, just a couple minutes left together. So I'm going to ask all of our presenters if you guys would please come back on camera one last time. We'll end our time together this evening with one round of Q&A questions. And that question will just be, what is one thing or one piece of advice that you would give to someone going through the college search process? We'll just go in the same order that everyone presented in.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ruby Jones from the University of Rhode Island. I would recommend that every student list their extracurricular activities, whether it was involved in school or outside of school. This will tell us a little bit more about you as a student, since URI will be test optional. Something that stands out unique about you. Do you speak more than one language? Have you been involved in, we have students that have created businesses. That's extraordinary about the student. So because we're test optional, we want to look at other things than just your courses you've done in high school. Thank you.
Just to go off of that as well, I say share the things that you think tell your story the best. So however that is, if it's a link to your YouTube channel and your additional statements, or submitting that art portfolio, all those things about you that make you who you are, that's what we want to know in the process, really getting to know you.
I guess my piece of advice would be to talk to us. We are literally employed to help you with your college search. So seek us out. We all had amazing college experiences. I think that's why we all love the work that we do, is because we want to help students, and we really have loved working on a college campus. So reach out to us. That is like the highlight of our day, is when we get to connect with students. So just don't be scared to reach out.
Yeah, so I always like to, I think the college admission process sometimes can be a very daunting experience. And I think sometimes you need to take a step back and have fun with this process. I think it's, it's a very exciting time for students to figure out where they're going to be for the next 4 years. So again, I think take a step back and have some fun with this process, because, at the end of the day, it's all about you.
All right, I would say, my advice for students going through the college search process is always take longer than you think. Whatever process that you're going through, whether it's writing essays, submitting the Common App, filling out your resume. If you think it take a day, it probably will take 2 or 3. So give yourself that extra time, and don't wait until the last minute, because I guarantee you something gonna stop working. The Common App might freeze. The email will crash. So give yourself that extra time. Give yourself the buffer. Plan accordingly. Submit, the material a couple days ahead of the deadline, so that you don't have to stress out and get that, rush of anxiety when things doesn't go according to plan. So that's the best advice I can give to you, and good luck with the process.
Everybody here has great advice. I also want to chime in with, definitely go see all of the college campuses. Definitely being on campus, feel it out, make sure you look at your body language, how you feel on that campus, because it's your 4 years that you will be there. And it's a big commitment. So you want to be able to really see yourself and make sure you feel comfortable. Along with that, definitely interview with your admission counselors. Go in, really show who you are, and we are the ones reading your applications. We are here to fight for you. So we really want to get to know you.
Fantastic. Well, that brings us to just about the end of our time together. So one last closing slide for everyone. One more time, I just want to thank everyone, students, families, attendees, and of course, all of our wonderful presenters. Thank you for joining us this evening. Students, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick, I promise, it's 5 questions, a survey. If you are willing to provide any feedback, we would greatly appreciate it. There are some more sessions happening this evening and tomorrow, so please check out the website and sign up for anything else that you are interested in. And my last reminder is you will be able to find this session's recording along with all other session recordings at strivescan.com/CASDANY. Thank you, everyone, once again, and I'm sure all of our presenters would join me in saying that we wish everyone the absolute best of luck in their college search process. Have a wonderful evening.